Uh, you know, every time we meet, it's a kind of dance. That's uh, that's how I see everything. Much like Hafez, the dance master, the Sufi dance master from the 14th century. It's all a dance. This is was a dance this morning, trying to keep the thing going. I'm bringing my mobile phone into the dance to try to keep power. It's a fragile thing. We've got this connection. But every time we meet, it's a dance. Our normal heart to heart, we're dancing heart to heart. It has three movements. The opening teaching, a kind of meditation, and then we go into the heart of the heart to heart, which is contemplation, just heart to heart with the transcendent. And then we integrate those two, meditation and contemplation, in our third movement, our third little dance step. And that's where we're in communion with the whole community. And we go from silence to word, back to silence to word. It's a nice rhythm. So it's always a dance. Just to remind you that, 90 minutes of dance practice is pretty good. But really, you have to keep this going every day on your own. That's the invitation. And then the Saturday, we'll meet up again at 7:30 Eastern time for Dancing with Spirit, which is an intensive. It'll be three times what we're doing today. It's from 7:30 to noon Eastern time. So we have not just an hour and a half, we have 4.5 hours with breaks, of course, those of you who know. But we get in four sits as opposed to one today, and time to write. This is just intensive. And every once in a while, I try to schedule once a month an intensive, so you can get takes you through the normal barriers, even to day in, day out sitting. So you're all invited. Just drop me a line and I'll add you to the list. Sometime this week, today, while you're remembering it. All right. Well, we're going to work with a dance poem today, and it's sort of constantly doubling back over stuff that we may have covered, but some people are new today. They're new to this kind of dancing with great mystery. Okay, so here's the poem, and then we'll unpack it a little bit. It'll lead us somewhere, hopefully. How you see is what you see. How you see is what you see. And the way I see that which is, the way I see ultimate reality, the two words I use to point to it, like a finger pointing to the moon, are great mystery. How does great mystery manifest to human beings? Well, it depends on the eyes that you're seeing it. Depends on the eyes that are seeing it. Remember, this is the thing that I'm trying to drill down on lately, trying to remind you lately. How you see is what you see. If you're looking with the eyes of a child, when you look at great mystery, you might see a family of unpredictable parents, unpredictable gods. If you look through the eyes of reason, you might see a world divided with endless problems to be solved. But if you look at great mystery with the eyes of the heart, you could see the human mystery arrayed and connected in an exquisite mandala. If you looked at the great mystery with the eyes of the heart, you could see the human mysteries arrayed and connected in an exquisite mandala. I'm going to try to put this mandala up with a screen shaver. See if I can get it up. This is the mandala that the eyes of the heart see. So you can see it. There's sort of five kinds of manifestations of the great mystery that I think human beings see. We see life itself on one corner of the mandala. We see love in all its permutations, relationships, all that. Uh, we see suffering, we see death, and in the center of all of it, because the mandala always has four corners, and then there's the center. The center is eternity itself. So life itself, love, suffering, death, eternity. Um, the eyes of the heart can see that. These are the way the great mysteries seem to manifest to human beings. These are maybe the five great mysteries that human beings face: life itself, which is a great mystery; love, relationship, suffering, death, and then eternity. Hmm, Take that off if I can. So we're back there. If you've seen it, and, those are the five: life itself, love. Who doesn't see each of these? If you don't see each of these as a mystery, you're looking at perhaps with a different set of eyes. But when you're in the non-dual heart space, when you view the world, how you see is what you see. When you look at it from the heart, you see, in a way, not problems to be solved, not a bunch of like sort of chancy gods like that lived on Mount Olympus years ago. You never knew what they were going to throw at you. A little bit like how it is being born into a family with siblings and parents. You never quite know, what you're being dealt. But if you look at this mystery, this thing we're all in, we're all a part of, as human beings see it, you'll see these five mysteries. Now, again, we got blinders on, and the eyes, how you see is what you see. And when you're looking through the eyes of our culture, which is basically denies death itself, let's just put it out of our minds. So we're not dancing with that mystery. Maybe you dance with aging, which is the sort of the doorway to that mystery. But you can try to put out of your mind. Love, you can put out of your mind. You can try to deny it, ignore it. Suffering, you can try to avoid it. But heart vision, when you actually drop into the operating system of the heart, which is different than the mind and different than the childhood operating system, which is really the body, sensate, the senses and emotions. There are three different operating systems. We have them all, and accessing the non-dual heart operating system, which sees life as a whole. That's where the mandala comes in, uh, and sees the great mystery as a whole. Not, heart vision will enable you to align your living with the great mystery. Great mystery is not random. It's not rational. It's transrational. Contemplative practice will give you the heart vision you need to dance this mandala with passionate equanimity, grace, and grit. That's the ultimate payoff for actually having a contemplative practice that moves you gradually into seeing with that third kind of vision, the vision that contemplatives, mystics have, where they can see, not only see the mystery as it really is, but then dance with it with a kind of passionate equanimity, grace, and grit. Yeah, yeah. That's in life becomes exciting then. Uh, it can be really painful sometimes, but it's going to be painful no matter what, because suffering is part of this great mystery that we go through. Um, mm, but it's rich, and when you can see it with the eyes of the heart, you can see it as a whole, rather than, I mean, when you see through the eyes of reason, mostly all of us here been educated, and we've accessed the mind of reason. You look at our just our country, and it seems like a great divide, and on one level it is. Because again, how you see is what you see. But when you look through the eye of the heart, you can see just yeah, there's love, there's suffering, there's death, there's life itself. And then the big thing that we miss, I mean, the uh, the eye of reason, the operating system of reason is brilliant. I mean, it gave us this technology. It gave us the ability to connect. It gave us industry, the mechanical revolution, the medical revolution. Many of us are here because of the medical revolution. At 72, you know, I might not be here. You might not be here. These are all great things, but there's a certain ceiling to the rational mind. The rational mind cannot deal with these five experiences that we're in the middle of. Really can't explain life itself. Go back to the Big Bang and whatever, but where did that come from? I mean, really cannot be explained. Explain means to lay out into two dimensions, and that's what the rational mind is meant for, how to navigate time and space, those two dimensions. But it can't it can't really get a handle. It has a ceiling in life itself, love. Rational mind can't understand that and all its permutations, all its variations. Doesn't like suffering at all, and it can't understand suffering. I mean, to look at the Jesus on the cross, it makes no sense why what that means and why that actually is still around, although sanitized and desensitized, but why this image is still around and that it has great meaning for some people. And then death itself. The rational mind can't deal with death itself. And then eternity, infinity, it's just not geared for that. You have to have another operating system to deal with those five great human mysteries. And that's really for a lot of us who are in the second half of life here, physically and financially. You're retired, you have your roof over your head. Some of us are very well set up that way. We don't really have to worry about the things that the uh, childhood operating system. It's about security, safety. Yeah, and when you upgrade your operating systems to the ultimate operating system, you include all the functional things of the previous two, of the childhood operating system and also of the rational operating system. You don't become irrational when you become a mystic. You become transrational. You can start to dance with these mysteries instead of just try to watch enough Netflix so you wouldn't have to deal with them, which is possible in our culture. Let me tell you, you just say, "Oh no, well, later." As I told one of my great friends, I said, "Later's not a time. I'll develop a contemplative practice later. I've got a lot of time." Well, yeah, yeah, and not really. You're fooling yourself. And how you see is what you see. And we're training this talk, the sitting, the community time. It's all a training in having the kind of vision from the heart that sees everything as relational. It doesn't see anything as disconnected. The mind basically cuts reality in two. It has to, because that's how you deal with time and space. You're either on time or you're late. I mean, all this kind of stuff, and it's helpful for arranging time and space, but that's its limit. Those two dimensions. Life has more dimension than that. You have the unconscious. Rational mind can't do a damn thing with that. That's the nature of the unconscious. It's beyond the rational mind. You have eternity. You have this great mystery that's we're in. We're not looking at it really. You are looking at it, but you're a part of it, you see. It's true, it's really subtle. And so contemplative practice, this, will drop into contemplation where the words end and it's just the heart to heart experience of just opening your heart to the transcendent, to the great mystery, and just saying, here I am, you know, let it be done unto me. That's the real secret of any kind of contemplation is you're not doing it. You open your heart, and this is what Mary said to the angel that came in the window and gave her this, incredible to-do list. You're gonna birth the creator of the universe here in human form. Oh well, okay. She argued about it a little bit. Says, well, I'm too young. I haven't even known a man yet. Well, don't worry, the Holy Spirit's going to take care of it. And then she says, her real thing was, let it be done unto me. I can't do it. How am I going to? Yeah, but that's really the attitude to take as we go into contemplation. You open your heart. This is the heart of heart to heart. You're opening your human heart to the transcendent, to the heart of great mystery, and you're just saying, "All right, let it be. Let it be done unto me." There's no doing there. There's a lot of other stuff we have to do, and it's important stuff. You know, People are suffering. There's great injustice. People are hungry. You have to fix a hole in your roof. There are a lot of things to be done, but not during this time. This time, it's just this ultimate meeting between the human heart and the heart of this great mystery, you see. And there's nothing to do other than consent to open your heart wide in the darkness to the mystery. This is really dancing with great mystery. This is the heart of it. And then you learn how to dance with your eyes open. You learn how to dance with your husband and wife. You learn how to dance with all your workmates, and then ultimately all sentient beings on the planet. It becomes a dance, and we're here to learn how to do that dance. You see, that's what unites. We're a very varied group, 30, 40, almost 50 people last week. We're coming from all different viewpoints, all different levels of transformation and evolution. But this is why this thing we're going to do in a minute, contemplation, this opening of your heart to the heart of the transcendent, um, that's the center of it. That's what unites us all, you see. Uh, and then viva la difference, and for everything else. But that's why I come. And then it's a very easy thing to open your heart to everybody in the group in the third part, you see, because you're practicing this idea of dropping that cast iron steel door that we all can have in the heart. And then you can do it to some people who are here just like you, trying to learn how to do this. Okay? So this is how we learn how to dance with great mystery. And of course, you're opening your heart to life itself, to love, to suffering. If you can't open your heart to one of these things, you can't open it to any of it. See, so that's what we're learning. Okay, well, let's move into meditative mode and do a little breathing to help the process, and we'll end the recording. Begin the sitting.